Hi there, I'm Natalie and welcome to my YouTube channel Big Shots. On this channel, I strive to provide you with the most captivating and intriguing stories about your favorite celebrities. Today we are going to talk about a celebrity who stands out from the rest, Keanu Reeves. Keanu has faced unimaginable loss throughout his life, including the tragic deaths of his closest loved ones. His selflessness has touched the hearts of many, making him a true inspiration. Here's his story. Let's get started. Keanu Reeves seldom discusses the series of incidents that made him who he is now. Only he is aware of every turn and twist in the movie of his life, and he displays extraordinary grace and resolve when speaking about it. He experienced great misfortunes, but that was only one aspect of the situation. He was his only audience for a while, but then something changed. Keanu Reeves' career had a bumpy road to success, and it wasn't until much later that people started to notice him and recognize him for the fighter, humanitarian, and most importantly, the humble person that he is. He was born in Beirut, Lebanon, on September 2nd in 1964. He is of English and Hawaiian ancestry. Samuel Reeves, his father, spent the first half of his life in prison for selling heroin before leaving his family when Keanu was just 3 years old. Patricia, Keanu's mother, was left alone to care for the boy and his sister Kim. She was the only provider for the family, and being a costume designer by profession, she had to work as a stripper at the time. One day she took her kids to Sydney, then to New York. They eventually made their home in Toronto. Keanu had 3 stepfathers in a short span of time, because his mother had 3 marriages during this time. The future actor suffered with dyslexia as a youth and had a propensity to ignore orders, which contributed to his eventual dropout from school. According to Keanu in his interview with Today, he didn't have a traditional path because he changed 4 high schools, and that's why this entire time was tough for him. When he was just 9 years old, he began acting. When he was only 15 years old, he was chosen to play Mercutio in Shakespeare's classic Romeo and Juliet, among other roles. Keanu appeared in a number of commercials in the late 1980s, including one for Coca-Cola. He made his debut in the film One Step Away, but until he relocated to Los Angeles, he struggled to find his niche. Keanu was a young man in his early 20s with big dreams and no savings who was out to conquer the city of angels, and his former stepfather Paul Aaron supported him during this time by helping the actor find a qualified manager. The roles quickly began to multiply, and for a while he became trapped in the role of the clumsy or boisterous boy propelled by booming hormones. He was an artist though, and he knew what he wanted. He seized the majority of the opportunities life offered him, but he never lost sight of his objective. He gradually started to stray from his teenage roles in the 1990s. With his co-star Patrick Swayze in Point Break 1991, he made a lasting impression. He won the MTV Movie Award for the Most Desirable Male in 1992. The actor gradually rose to the top of the list of Hollywood's most admired and sought-after men. His charm and good looks caused women all over the world to go crazy. Since the beginning of his career, little if anything was known about his romantic life. He was never your typical celebrity, and he was very difficult to photograph. He did acknowledge using some drugs in the past. However, the overdose death of his best friend and co-worker River Phoenix inspired Keanu to vehemently oppose drug use. His career took a turn in 1994 when he and Sandra Bullock were cast in the lead role of Speed. The action-packed masterpiece quickly gained international acclaim. The Hollywood media has asserted time and time again that his friendship with Bullock extended beyond that. The rumors of their relationship peaked at the end of 2011, but despite their undeniable chemistry, they never ventured beyond their on-screen romance. It's interesting to note that Keanu turned down the role of Speed 2 and chose to return to acting. He played Hamlet when he returned to the stage, and the reviews were fantastic. Critics claim that the reason he performed the part so well was because he was Hamlet, a graceful prince who combined innocence and angst in his persona. Reeves soon revived his career by taking part in high-profile films like Chain Reaction and Walking the Clouds. While they were filming The Devil's Advocate, he grew close to Charlize Theron. The couple never acknowledged having a romantic relationship off the set of the movies. Keanu's career took off in 1999, after landing the lead role in the action classic The Matrix. According to some estimates, he excelled in a role that required a great deal of physical exertion and added more than $30 million to his wealth. Reeves was surprisingly chosen for the role at the casting over celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith, and Brad Pitt. But Keanu's life was being overshadowed by sinister clouds. His sister's leukemia diagnosis in 1992 was the initial shock. Keanu made substantial donations to cancer charities and organizations at the time, but the public was not aware of it. Even a private charitable foundation is managed by him. He met a woman who would change his life while he was filming Matrix. Keanu met Jennifer Syme, David Lynch's personal assistant, at a record company party in LA. The two connected and started dating right away. She was the first woman in a long time to serve as Keanu's recognized girlfriend in public. She was obviously very important to him. Syme found out she was pregnant a year into their relationship. While waiting for the baby to arrive, the couple began living together even though they didn't get married. And actually, the infant was born too soon in the 8th month, and sadly there was nothing that the medical staff could do to save the young girl. The actor's relationship with his girlfriend began to suffer as a result of their inability to cope with the overwhelming grief. Despite drifting apart, they occasionally stayed in touch. On the morning of April 2, 2001, Jennifer Syme was returning from a house party when she lost control of her car and slammed into a line of parked cars in Los Angeles. She expired right away. Keanu's heart was torn to tiny pieces by the loss of a child and then love of his life. He was supposed to begin filming the Matrix sequel, but he had to take some time to process his loss. Even though he had never been particularly forthcoming about his personal life, these incidents caused him to further withdraw. For years, Keanu was nowhere to be found because the actor chose to step away from the spotlight, but soon people began to notice Keanu in a variety of haphazard public settings. Though obviously depressed, he maintained the approachable charm he had always exhibited. Keanu avoided the spotlight for a very long time, and very little was known about his love life. As he battled depression, he maintained a low profile. With 47 running, he attempted to revive his career, but it was a failure. Nobody really thought he'd make another comeback, much less equal the success of The Matrix. But when the massive blockbuster franchise John Wick arrived, all eyes were once again on Keanu. Keanu used writing as a strategy to cope with his loss and grief, and in 2009, he collaborated with visual artist Alexandra Grant to found X Artist Books, a publishing company. Additionally, their collaboration led to the creation of Reeves' poem picture book, Ode to Happiness, which features the actor's poems and illustrations by Alexandra Grant. It marked the beginning of their lovely friendship, and actually, it quickly expanded beyond simply friendship. Up until their appearance holding hands at the LA CMA Art and Film Gala in Los Angeles in 2020, the couple kept their relationship out of the public eye. It appeared that Keanu had at last overcome his shyness and was feeling self-assured once more. Why does Keanu Reeves inspire us so much? Even though his net worth is thought to be around 100 million, Keanu still uses the subway, and it's not unusual to see him on the sidewalk conversing with a homeless man. His life hasn't been simple, but he still has a warm smile on his face and hasn't let fame change who he is. He keeps making a difference in the film industry thanks to his incredible performances and unwavering acting passion. The fact that Keanu continues to show kindness to others is the most important thing, and it is wonderful to see him feel loved in return.